Hello there, and thank you for participating to our paper session. My name is Antti Knuttas, and I am presenting our paper of my good friends and colleagues Timo Hynninen and Maija Hujala. And our research topic is: to get good student ratings, should you only teach programming courses? Let's start by introduction. This study is related to the field of student evaluation of teaching. And as you know, in many universities, these quantitative measures are used by the administration and the heads of degree program to evaluate how well the teaching of a specific course has succeeded, or a degree program in general. Maija Hujala has done a lot of quantitative studies related to this, and as a head of our bachelor's degree program, this topic is also of personal interest to me. So we have found, when teaching our software engineering courses, that students have biases, which in here we mean that they have preferences and perceptions about what software engineering really means. And we have found that this student evaluation is overall biased, and these findings have been confirmed by previous researchers overall in the field of student evaluation of teaching and in the field of computer science and software engineering. Despite this, this is often used, and especially the quantitative measures are often used as a so-called objective measure of teacher performance. So in this study, our research question is: how does the type of the course affect student evaluation of teaching in software engineering courses? And a couple of words as a background. Previous studies have found that student evaluation of teaching is affected by many external factors besides teaching quality. Previous studies have found that teachers' attractiveness, course material, or even if cookies are available, affect this quantitative evaluation. However, existing student evaluation of teaching in software engineering research, and especially software engineering education research, is relatively rare. So we are addressing this research gap. Then what do students consider to be part of software engineering or computer science? There have been a couple of studies related to this. For example, in our degree program, we have based our degree structure, and it's accredited against the ACM and IEEE curriculum recommendations. And I would say that many of our incoming freshmen maybe are basing their perception on literature and popular media. So, for example, Ivins in their earlier study found that in computer science studies, programming is emphasized when students think that what is computer science compared to, for example, requirements engineering or algorithmic design. And in our field, software engineering, Goldwehrkamp found that program implementation, or again programming, is most strongly associated with software engineering compared to other fields related to software engineering processes. So this is something that we want to confirm if it would also affect quantitative evaluations. We have performed a quantitative study, and our two hypotheses are that does the type of the course affect student evaluation of teaching based on SWBOC categorization, and the second hypothesis is: do courses related to software construction and programming provide higher evaluation ratings than courses from other knowledge areas? In our dataset, we are using feedback surveys that were carried out at a medium-sized Finnish university between 2017 and 18 and academic years 19 and 2020. you can find the links to the used surveys in our paper preprint, for example, and links to design principles for these surveys. They were developed by administration and student evaluation researchers and are based on solid principles. If you are interested, you can find more information there. As our method, we used multi-level regression analysis. You can find more details about our statistical study and the validation methods in our paper, but I will also mention here the course types. So we had to summarize the SWBOC knowledge areas into 3 main areas in order to have 3 large enough groups. So first course type was software construction and programming. The second one was related to software engineering processes and process models, for example. And the third one was professional practices like teamwork, practical projects, and things like that. And descriptive statistics are as follows. The practical programming part on a Likert scale of 1 to 5. Right here, you can see that they got the highest mean learning experience, and then the one related to processes and models got a 0.6 lower. One of our hypotheses is supported. The processes, models and methods category had statistically significant worse learning experience as rated by the students than programming and construction related. So there is a systematic bias in our dataset towards process courses having worse learning experience. We have a couple of recommendations or thoughts on how maybe this could start to be addressed. Well, firstly, when using these student evaluation of teaching, these biases should be accounted and corrected for, and also other biases that have been discovered in literature. Teaching shouldn't be measured only by quantitative feedback. We should listen to the students if we want to feedback, of course, but we should ask why and ask qualitative questions and involve, for example, student representatives in giving this feedback. These software engineering students should be motivated to learn more about the field, the entire field, early enough so that they get a better comprehensive field view of our field. In conclusion, to answer our research question, how does the type of a course affect student evaluation teaching in software engineering courses? The type and topic of the course can predict a higher rating. Software construction and programming courses can receive a higher rating compared to some other topics in our dataset. And this paper, to our knowledge, establishes the first steps towards understanding the dimensions of student evaluation of teaching in the software engineering education context. And we extend the state of the art by synthesizing the established knowledge on how students tend to value some knowledge areas over others and showing evidence of this practice by analyzing evaluation data. And the results should provide insights about the use of evaluation data for both software engineering educators and faculty administrators. And finally, in an increasing data-driven world, we call on the education community to acknowledge the limitations and biases that exist in the way teaching quality is most commonly measured. And finally, if you want to hear more or want to engage in discussion, please email or tweet us. And finally, the preprint is available in the address listed in this conclusion slide. Thank you for your attention.
Hello again. We are in the QA part of our second paper this morning. and is here with us to discuss about the different questions that you may have about his work. So we already have one question by Maximiliano. He asks, were software engineering students involved in a practical work, for example, on a project? In my opinion, putting software engineering concepts into practice would improve the experience a lot.
Yeah, that's right, and glad to be here. Thanks for your attention. I'm here on behalf of my colleagues Timo Hynninen and Maija Hujala, and to address the first question, many of those courses have a practical component. I can take a practical example from my freshman course where we have some user interface design and human-centric design. Even there they have to like first design process and model the software, but then they have to implement at least one case with a programming language. And even like this software engineering models and modeling course has practical component, not like fully going into programming, but it's something they could encounter as a subcontractor or like systems or integrator designer.
Okay. We have another question by Maria. How would you reduce the bias in practice when comparing the courses?
That's a really good one, and not one where I have a full answer, but it's a really concrete one to me because I'm the kind of like the assistant chair in our bachelor's degree program, and I would start motivating the problem better because different universities in different countries has of course different demographics who join, but we are still a technical university, and students have a very narrow vision of at least in my anecdotal evidence what they want to do when they join as freshmen. But maybe as we professionals know that you really need diverse knowledge and understanding why you program, not only knowledge to implement the program. So we would have to motivate them better and give them problems that demonstrate the challenges in our field, because I think each person who graduates, at least from our university, will be medium good to an excellent programmer, but then have they covered all of the other skills?
We have another question by Elke. He says, in my opinion, evaluating learning experience depends heavily on the performance, experience, skills of the individual teachers and less on the subject to be transferred. Did you think about this in your survey?
Yeah, it's not officially controlled, and that's a good question about the validity, but we used to be a very small department because we went through organizational changes. I am like proud to report that we have diversity now. We have multinational, different kind of backgrounds, but when the study was conducted, it was a department of 3 people or 4 people who looked very much like self, which was really sad from a diversity perspective. But then it meant that students or we didn't have to consider this discrimination or bias effect that has been shown to have in student backgrounds. And because we were so small, like many professors taught like programming courses and theory courses, and we also like between years, because it was a multi-year study, we swapped courses. Like for example, I thought more programming courses at the start, but then I switched around to have more theory oriented. But that's a really good point.
And related to this also, do you have information about the grades of the students? Do you know if there is any kind of correlation between the grades that they get and the preference of the subjects?
Yeah, that's a good one. Because of anonymization and data protection reasons, we were not able to connect the grades but I can offer anecdotal evidence based on like student feedback and demographical segments from the courses where I had personal access. Is that student wanted this medium good challenge, like they really wanted to feel competent and they were like overcoming a challenging task. If the course was super easy, like I set up a completely new course and it was this COVID time, so I thought I'll go a bit easier on the students, and then I got feedback that it was not all material was quote university level stuff unquote, so they are quite demanding.
Mm-hmm. Good. We have another question from Fanny. Antti, you mentioned that the students need to have more knowledge apart of software engineering. Could you please tell me what other knowledge do the students need? What science or skills are you specifically talking about?
Okay, when I talk about software engineering, it's a biased, like narrow definition, but I talk the field as defined in SWEBOK because we have to software engineering book of knowledge, because we have to go with some definition, and in there you know that you have software design, maybe something about requirements engineering, which is also interacting with clients and other things, whereas in when our students talk about software engineering, it's opening up the development environment and starting to program without maybe requirements or project planning.
Okay.
So for me, if the students wanted to learn everything that's mentioned in SWEBOK, then I would already be super happy.
Okay. Okay. What would do you think that can your results be used in your institution? I mean, if you would be the dean of your school, how do you think that you could use those results?
I think we are going in the right direction already. We are having more project-based courses. We are having a practical component in many of our theory-oriented skill courses, but I would not implement changes top-down, but I would meet with all of the professors, and this is what we are already doing in our like management meetings, and figure out different ways to motivate students better and give them a more accurate view of the profession. And then of course I would have different bias management techniques if I was the dean, that more qualitative feedback is used from the from the student evaluation, and not just like this automatic evaluation based on the numbers, because there has been so many biased being shown, anything from availability of cookies to the topic of the course to non-relevant characteristics of the teacher.
Well, they are very nice objectives.
Yeah. I'll do them when I'm the rector of the university.
Okay, that's good. To have some clear objectives in mind. Okay, so we have 30 seconds left. I think that is time enough for your presentation. Thank you very much, Antti, and thank you all the audience for the comments and the questions. If some of you want to discuss a little bit more with Antti, you can join to the discussion room, okay, for further discussion and comments. And that's all. Thank you, Antti.
Thank you for the opportunity, and thank you for the attention. Now, looking forward to the next presentation.
Okay, bye. Bye-bye.